We are live at McGonigal Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as the American Digital Network brings you American Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball. It's the Mustangs of SMU in town to take on the Owls of Temple. Well, hey, how you doing? I'm Keith Irizarry. Thank you so much for joining us. Alongside me on the call is Scott Green. And Scott, there's no conference tournament in the American Athletic Conference, which means these final two games, these final two matches, boy, they are crucial.
Well, that's just goes to show how much parity there is here in the American Conference. It's coming down to three teams. Comes down to Cincinnati, SMU, and Temple. And the last
Back here at McGonigal Hall. Awesome job there by Alex Kondoridis, the older brother of Kira, the starting setter for the Temple Owls. Again, the Mustangs of SMU at 23-7 now, 16-2 in league play, coming off a 3-0 victory over Memphis on the 20th. They've won 15 consecutive sets on the other side for the home squad. The Owls of Temple 21-7, 14-4. A 3-0 win over South Florida on the 19th. And both of these teams, obviously, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Today is crucial. First, we look at Temple. Here are the scenarios. If Temple wins against SMU today and Tulsa, they finish 16-4. In order for there to be a share of the title between either one or two more teams, SMU would then have to lose today and lose to UConn. They would finish 16-4. Cincinnati needs to go 1-1 or 0-2 against ECU and Memphis to finish 16-4 and 15-5. The most likely scenario is that SMU is your champ, but there is still a lot to be answered for.
And that just says a lot for the American Conference Volleyball, how much parity there is at the top of the conference. And that just goes to show you when it starts coming down to NCAA tournament time, you're going to have the at-large bid, but then you're going to have teams that should get in as well. You have the automatic qualifier, and you're looking at least one other team, potentially two.
And obviously one of the crucial things here is the RPI. So SMU, they've got an RPI of 33, Cincinnati at 40. For Temple, they're at 49. So obviously today, it's really, and I don't want to, put too much emphasis on it, this is your season if you're the Owls right now. You win today, you're still alive for both the automatic and an at-large.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an important factor, especially, like I said, for Temple. This is a must-win situation. This is essentially a one-week playoff run, and it starts today.
All right, let's introduce you to the starters. Both of the sides. We'll go to the Mustangs first. Kendall Patterson, the freshman setter, and Kristen Staling, a 6-foot middle blocker. Senior Lauren Mills, also a junior 6-footer. Janelle Giordano, a senior 6'2". Katie Hegarty, junior 6'2". Brittany Adams, sophomore 5'10", and Morgan Heiss, a senior. She's your libero. For the home squad, it's Ira Mashu, a junior 5'11". Mia Heirakuji, 5'5", libero. Eva Dayak, a sophomore 6'1". Dara Perich, a junior 6 foot. Kira Kondoridis, mentioned her brother as the singer of the national anthem. She also starts as the setter. Kirsten Overton as well, a senior 6'1", and Izzy Rapash, a junior at 6'2". Both very well-balanced teams. Both are good offensively. Both are good defensively. We touched upon a little bit, top of the broadcast, about some of the keys. What else really sticks out as you look into this match?
Well, if you go back to the last match last month, Temple took this to a 5-game win, and they did a much better job than SMU closing out in that last game. Better job at the net, and they really took advantage of a lot of their service errors. And I think today there is limited margin for error for both teams because today, I think essentially is going to determine where these teams go come next month.
I will tell you, every time you and I are here down at Temple, I love this DJ. He plays good music, and boy, he's got some pipes.
He really does. It's loud. Got a nice crowd here. And remember, it's day before Thanksgiving. A lot of the student body has gone home, but you have your few that come out and support your Owls. Great opportunity, great event, and it should be a good game today.
Two officials. The down official is Dave Lockwood. They're the two guys in your blue shirts. Up official is Charles Ezigbo. Last time for these two teams in the NCAA tournament. For SMU, it was last year, first time in program history in the 20 years at the time of the program. And for Temple, they made a run back in 2002, went all the way to the Sweet 16. We've got stories galore on both of these sides. Temple, very well known as one of the scholar athlete type of programs. Every returner had over a 3.2 GPA.
Well, you can't ask for any more than that. When you put the name student athlete together, that just goes to show you you're well-rounded, and that's a tribute to the coaches on both these programs, bringing in not just great athletes, great volleyball players, but great students as well.
All right, Scott, the road team is SMU. They're in the red with the blue bottoms. Temple in the home white with the black bottoms. And it's a service error right off the bat by Kendall Patterson, a 1-0 advantage Temple. Iramashu will serve. A junior out of Turkey. A Charlotte transfer. Good service taken on the back line by Adams. Big hit, dug out. To the back line for Ashu. Little helter-skelter. Here goes Adams. It's long. Was it tipped? Yes, it was. We're tied at 1.
Well, you can see both teams playing with a lot of enthusiasm early on here in this match.
On the service line, Montana Watts, another one of the freshmen for the Mustangs. Good service. It's low. We'll call it an ace as Mia Hirakuji was unable to return.
Montana Watts does a nice job on the service, drops it right in front of the libero.
She has some good strength. Mia gets it. Set up by Kondoridis. On the near side, it was Tyler Davis. Back comes Katie Hegarty. And a point. SMU goes up 3-1 in the opening set.
Well, Katie Hegarty, 392 kills on the season, able to get up and put the ball right in the back corner using all 6'2" of her.
Montana Watts out of McKinney, Texas. Long service. Back set, touched over by Overton. Here's Hegarty again, blocked at the net, kept alive by Temple. Here they go, Hegarty with the smash and the point. Temple. Move it over, Kirsten Overton. She'll be on service. We take a look back at the big hit there by Overton and the points. Back into action we go. Mills, the long one. Set up in the net, and it was just too deep.
Just once again, Lauren Mills doing a nice job going up over the double block defenders, and that's a 2-on-1 there, and just tips it right over the arm stretch arms.
Morgan Heiss, senior, on the back line. Near side, Davis. Davis knocked at the net by Hegarty, but it drops onto the SMU side, and Temple draws to within 1.
Well, Katie Hegarty tried to go up on the block, just could not get there, but nice strong move.
Izzy Rapash on service. Outside, and it goes way long off the arm of Lauren Mills, and for the first time since we were scoreless, we are tied.
Well, Lauren Mills, 6 foot, comes across. She puts it through with a little too much power.
Rapash has basically been a mainstay for this team since she joined 3 seasons ago. Long hit, it was tipped at the net. So a point for the Mustangs of SMU. And, you know, Scott, as we take a look at this as well, We came in realizing these teams are about as evenly matched as you can get.
I don't think you could get any more even, and we saw it in that last match. They faced each other. You know, these are two athletic teams that know how to hit the ball.
Dayak had the tip. Now it's Mills. Davis. Back over to Davis. Davis puts a big arm into it, and a point.
Tyler Davis doing a nice job, senior, 209 kills. She's a second-team All-AEC performer.
Tied up again at 5. Davis takes a seat. Dora Perich is back into the game. One of the leaders on this squad, 21 aces. Off the tape, and it drops in. Came from Lauren Mills.
What we've seen early on in this game, both teams are trying to go opposite sides, and they're doing a good job at that. And they're doing it a couple times over double block defenders.
Mills again. Lauren Mills has been one of the better players for SMU this year, although at times she's been streaky. Good tip and a defensive play by Rapash. And an illegal hit by Temple. So point goes over to SMU.
And this is where SMU starts to take advantage of the mistakes, of the over-service errors, over double hits, and this is where SMU has been so successful all year long.
SMU hitting 33% from the court so far. Temple at a whopping 43%. This one will go out of play. And another error for SMU.
And just once again, a nice job coming across, and Temple not going anywhere. We're going to be in for a long battle all afternoon.
Outside for Adams. Came up short. So Temple ties it up at 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, Keith, we're going to have to test your reflexes today because these girls can hit the ball. And here we are courtside right at the net. We better be ducking today.
I love this vantage point all the way outside. And a point for SMU.
Well, SMU, once again, a nice set there.
Kristen Staling, a senior from Spring, Texas. Ashu, back to her. Near side with a wallop. Dug out by Staling. To the back line and just out off the arm of Staling.
SMU attacking the back line today. Had a couple in it, but the last 2 or 3 have been long.
Temple looking for their first lead of the afternoon. Condoritas on service. And Temple still will not get over that hump.
They've been going after Hirakushi on 2 occasions, and this time going to her weak side hand and just too hot to handle.
Kendall Patterson leads the league in assists per set. Near side for Ashu. Dug out on the back line. Now a free ball. Perich set up outside and a monstrous smash by Izzy Rapash.
Well, this is what we've known Izzy Rapash to be able to do. The junior outside hitter, 6'2", getting up, a lot of authority.
Ashu, she leads Temple in offense, 4.46 kills per set. That's second in the conference as well and 18th in the nation. But every time Temple evens the game up or the match up, SMU finds a way to answer back.
Well, we've seen a lot of deflections early on here, so they're doing a good job putting a lot of separation between the 2 players.
Here comes service from Montana Watts, who has the lone ace of the day for SMU. Temple's smash from the near side of the court went out of play. So 11-9 in favor of the Mustangs. Watts again. Davis wants it back. It'll go to Ashu, though. Nice dig in the back line. Watts. Good setup. It was a shallow set. Here's Davis. And Davis gets the points.
This is what we talked about, Temple having to win the longer volleys, and they do a good job here and getting over the arm stretch. They give it up a little size.
Long serve from Overton. Good receive. What a smash by Hegarty and a dig by Kondoridis. Back and forth they go. Here's Davis. Back set Hegarty again. And Katie Hegarty is bringing out the big guns today.
Well, Hegarty finishes that off, and it's too bad. Kyra Kondoridis did a nice job with a solid dig to keep the volley alive, then a little pancake save. But you get 2 finishes to play.
Now Morgan Heiss on service. Outside Davis. Tyler Davis, a sophomore. She's been such a good find for Temple. And that's where you get dangerous when you're a good attacking team is, listen, you're Temple, you're expecting a big smash and just a subtle little touch over the net.
Well, it's not always about the strength and the power. It's about the finesse and placement.
SMU opens up their largest lead of the afternoon. They are up by 4. Bakir Ganaswaratnam, the head coach of Temple, wants to use a timeout.
I think early on, SMU has shown that they can control this match if they can send 2 to the net and limit those service errors. But, Temple doing a good job on digging. They're digging themselves out, but they have to finish the points. They managed to keep it even through 10-10, and then the last couple points gave them 4 unanswered.
So here's the deal for SMU as the season has gone on. They have 2 games left. They need 1 win to, at minimum, clinch at least a share of the crown in the American Athletic Conference. Last year, banner season, Lisa Seifert, the head coach, wins the Coach of the Year. She was the school's first ever coach, starting the program back in 21 years ago, technically. Has had 10 All-Americans, 46 all-conference performers, and last year, first year in the NCAA tournament. On the Temple side of things, we talked about their scholastic honors, and again, trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2002.
Well, it's so hard to go back to back. We talked to her early on and about last year, and then we talk about this year. And it's so hard to repeat because you have that bullseye on your back. Everybody is coming after you.
Again, it's Morgan Heiss on service. Goes short with it, tries to get sneaky. And Hegarty with the point. Now, here's something I know about volleyball, where it is very odd how the team that calls the timeout usually comes out, gets a point. Didn't work out here.
Didn't work out here. But Hegarty had something to do with that, and she's just having a lot of fun in this game.
Ashu saves it deep. Here's Davis with the big right hand. Dug out by Watts. This time it was Staling. Davis again, well long. And SMU has scored 6 consecutive points to go up 16-10.
Well, SMU is getting their rotations down. Their slides are perfect. They're putting themselves in good positions. They're taking away the back line.
There's Davis all the way to the outside for Rapash. Now it's Mills. Mills with the point. And for an SMU team that started off hitting poorly, now their hitting percentage is 36%, Temple at just 21.
Well, you give Mills the point there, but you have to credit Montana Watts, who comes out with the dig, only a freshman.
Davis, Kondoridis, and Davis with the 2-handed push. Saved, free ball. Rapash, Kondoridis, back line, and there you go. Go to your big gun in Ira Mashtu.
Well, they have to find a way to get the ball to Ashu more times because she needs a lot of touches.
Izzy Rapash asking for it on the outside. It was Ashley Holman with her first kill of the afternoon.
And just another nice job coming from the outside hitting position, going to the weak hand.
Katie Hegarty, 10 kills or more in 24 matches this season. Here's Davis. And Davis, perfect angle on the kill.
Well, Temple is missing to the sides and to the back part. A little too much power on the ball. They got to take a little bit off of it.
Dora Perich, 2 years ago, was the American Athletic Conference Freshman of the Year. Last year was an all-conference performer, second team. At the net, nice and easy Temple, and they reel off 2 consecutive points.
Well, Ivan Deek does a good job going up on the net and just tapping it without the net even moving. That is just pure finesse and a lot of athleticism.
Parrish again. See if the Owls can get a little streak going. SMU, try to stop that. Whew. Some big hits. Dug out by Heiss. SMU wants it back. What a play by Heiss. Now it's Patterson. Far side of the court, and Dayox got the kill.
Oh, that's once again, we talk about finishing on the long volleys, and Temple does a good job at that. And, you know, it's just too bad. I mean, Heiss has done a great job over there for SMU, digging them out.
Parrish, a 6-foot junior from Belgrade, Serbia. That'll land in, and it's a 19-14 advantage, Mustangs. Just saw Kendall Patterson on your screen. Coaching staff has been pleasantly surprised with her dominance, how easily she has gone into the role of leader as a freshman. While we talk, Temple scores a point.
That's a big point, climbing right back into this one here. Just a nice soft placement touch.
Hirakuji will be on the service line. A stoppage in play, as there might be a little wet spot on the floor. They'll check. And there is one of the team managers, George, who, by the way, is just a funny guy, came over, talked to us a little bit, and very helpful early on. Everyone here at Temple always is. Anytime we're down here, whether it's for women's volleyball or women's basketball, we love our time here.
It's just pure hospitality, and it just goes out from their administration right down to their game day events, and you know they make life a lot easier for you and make them very welcoming.
Quick shout out to Lauren Ferret, the SID for Temple. She as well will be with us, I guess, for women's basketball when we're back in January down here. And again, I am Keith Irizarry. This is Scott Green. We are on the American Digital Network. It's women's volleyball live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the McGonigal Hall on Temple's campus. Now, you've been doing a lot of football recently. I'll tell you, it has been nice to be inside a gym right now as opposed to weather's changed, man. It feels like winter.
Right, I'll tell you what, football season, you really couldn't complain about the weather this year. I mean, it was beautiful all season long. And, the last couple of days we started to feel the chill and the wind chill kicking up. But, yeah, it's great to be indoors.
It's been rapid-fire action from both of these teams.
These teams have been going at it, and these are two skilled volleyball teams, and finding open spots, and doing a good job setting up. And here's a little power there to the opposite side, some good digs, and some great finishes.
Back into play we go. Adams with the hit, near side, Ashtu, and Iram Ashtu with a point.
It seems like every time Iram Ashtu touches the volleyball, good things happen.
Ashtu, that was her third kill of the afternoon. She'll go for number 4. It's out off the miss hit.
Iram Ashtu just once again a little too strong down that sideline.
Staling. 308 career blocks coming into today. 9th in program history. They go free. Staling, Patterson, far side. Adams, just a subtle little touch at the net. That's going to go out of play. And SMU now 4 points away from taking the opening set. Staling with a BB. Monster hit from Overton, dug out though easily by SMU. There's Hegarty. Patterson, far side, Adams. Now they'll run. Here's the free ball. Hegarty, Patterson, shallow set. Dug out again by Rapash. Now a shoot. Always finds Patterson. Backline hit Mills. Maybe the best rally of the afternoon thus far. A crushing blow by Overton at the net.
Sometimes you get a long rally like this. It gives you that little extra momentum, but just a nice job down the sideline.
Kira Kondoritis, a Virginia Tech transfer, 5'10", from Brunswick, Ohio. And she'll get an ace.
It's amazing the momentum you get from that one long volley. You can just see the whole tide starting to turn for the Owls.
SMU lead is down to 3. Make it down to 2. Temple is on a run. And SMU will use a timeout.
Temple fans, be sure to follow the Owls volleyball team on Twitter at Temple_BB for updates and news. That's at Temple_.
So one of the most interesting statistics for the Temple Owls is that they were 12-0 on the road this year. And when you're talking about a team that's trying to maybe get in as an at-large bid, no matter what the sport is, when you're that good on the road, Scott, how important is that for a committee when you look at them?
Well, the committee likes that because a lot of times you're playing in some neutral sites at times, and you want to show a good showing of how good you really are. And, you know, when you can win on the road, you're gonna impress people. And what they've done this year, and I was talking to Coach before the game, and I said, what is it about playing on the road that made you guys so good this year? And he said, I don't know. We just played exceptionally well. But I know Temple, they need a road win today.
Again, we kind of reiterate the RPIs and what today means. Again, no conference tournament. Both of these squads with very good chances of getting in. The Missouri Valley more than likely only gets 1, maybe 2. Last year they got 3, so that could definitely help this Temple squad if they run the table and even don't win the automatic. Patterson, Adams, out of the timeout, point SMU.
Well, there goes your theory, what you talked about. Your team takes a timeout, usually comes out with a good positive, and that's what SMU did right there. Nice set. Good job.
Back over to Kendall Patterson. Rapace with a point.
Izzy Rapace is so tough at 6'2", coming up. She has those long arms and excellent vertical.
Out of Glenview, Illinois. Ira Mashtu. Adams going to tee it up again. Dug on the back line, kept alive, but not for long as the Mustangs are now 2 points away from a victory in set 1.
Well, both these teams know how important it is to get that first set in a match. It sets the tone for the rest of the way and at least gives you a good advantage.
Back over to the freshman, Montana Watts, who's been good on the service line. Wow, now that's a jackhammer.
Well, I'll tell you, these girls can really hit. You know, just so much strength.
Kirsten Overton. Patterson, back set, Hegarty. I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better hitter in Division I women's volleyball than Katie Hegarty.
Hegarty is one of the best, and boy, she goes after it. She goes right to the ankles.
Bakir Ganasaratnam will use his final timeout of the opening set as his team trails 24-21 to SMU. We talked about that long rally moments ago that kind of hyped up tempo a little bit. You can see almost every player getting involved.
Yeah, they have good rotations. This is when you know you have good volleyball. When everybody touches the ball and it sets up final good shots, you get good digs and good finishes.
You saw Rapace touch and the finish there by Overton. Well, coming out of this timeout, obviously, you need to get your service back. That would make it 24-22. Try to get 2 points, and you force it into extras a little bit. Give you a few of the stats so far on the opening set. Hitting percentages, SMU at 36, Temple at 34. Assists, SMU, they're at 16. Temple, they are at 13. Service aces, Condoritas has 2 for Temple, Montana Watts and Morgan Heiss each with 1, and Heiss is on the service line as we speak. Here we go, 24-21 in favor of SMU. That hit is in, and Temple stays alive.
Well, you just can't stop that. When you get something that coming that hard at you to your weak hand down, only the sideline separating, very difficult to stop.
Davis on service. That'll do it. What a play there by Kristen Staling. And SMU will take the opening set 25-22.
And this is the finishing point here. A lot of finesse, a lot of patience, and just doing it all game long.
So a 3-point opening set victory for SMU. With a win, they clinch at least a share of the American Athletic Conference crown. We'll step aside, be right back with some more highlights and recap the opening set right here and only here on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Back here at McGonigal Hall, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Keith Irizarry, Scott Green on the American Digital Network. Take you through a few of the stats. I'll give you SMU. Scott can give you Temple. Kendall Patterson, 15 assists in that opening set, 15 of the 17 leaders in kills. Lauren Mills had 6. Katie Hegarty and Brittany Adams each had 5.
For Temple, Condoritas has been fantastic. 12 assists in that set. And just 2 service aces has been key for Temple. Tyler Davis came on with those 5 kills. Rapaz 3, Overton 2, Eva Deek had 3, and Ashu had 2 as well. So just an outstanding first set. Unfortunately, Temple does not come away, but for SMU, it was about attacking the net, doing a good job finishing, and that's what it comes down to. Good long rallies, but it comes down to a good finish. And, we saw some good hits on both sides of the net. You see why these 2 teams are 2 of the best in the American.
Lauren Mills with 2 kills there in our highlights. And I actually think one of the things that I've been impressed with for SMU, sure, each team has some great hitters at the net, but the defense on the back line by Kristen Staling, Montana Watts, Kendall Patterson at times, and Morgan Heiss, I think they've been fantastic.
Yeah, the back line has been really good, and both teams have been focusing on driving the ball to that backside as well as the sidelines. I mean, they are doing a good job trying to execute, create little space between that sideline and the player. And, the Temple just had a little segment there where they were long on a little bit of everything.
Scott, I think at some point we're going to have to get you to do that.
I don't know. I thought the echo that goes on here at McGonigal has just been tremendous. And, I've been to games here in the past, going back John Chaney days of basketball games, and how much noise this facility can generate. It's very high. The seats are very high in this facility. There's not a big depth perception behind each net, but the noise that generates here is tremendous.
And I'll tell you this. I mean, listen, no classes in session right now for Temple. There was the worry that there wouldn't be a lot of fans. Listen, it's not the largest crowd, but they've been pretty loud. They've been into it. They are supporting their Owls, and they're hoping that Temple can find a way to win this one and then win the entire match.
Yeah.
Temple on service. It was Condoritas. And they'll say it's out of bounds, so it's SMU point.
SMU.
And if my memory serves me correctly, Temple has yet to lead in this match yet.
Well, that is correct. They did tie it up at 9, and then from there on, it was all SMU.
Back over to Montana Watts. SMU wants it. And SMU will tie it at 1. So can Temple get over the hump? We shall see.
And to be exact, Keith, to your point before, that is the 7th tie of the match so far, and there's been only one lead change, and it's been all SMU.
SMU on serve. Might have been long, saved by Heiss. And Lauren Mills is having a day. Little touch. Heiss pushes. Hegarty. Let's see if they can keep it in. They do. Rapash. Now the free ball. Heiss. Back set. Hegarty. And Hegarty with the little touch.
Well, Hegarty is so tough on the outside position there, and she can go up. She can hurt you so many different ways. She can hurt you with authority, and she can hurt you with the soft touch shot.
Heiss on serve. The back set came from Condoritas. Temple knocks it at 2.
And Condoritas comes through with a nice shot. That ball would have been in if she should have left it go.
Kirsten Overton is on service. You look at some of her season-long stats, and 350 attack percentage, second in the conference, 69th in the nation, and for the first time this afternoon, Temple has a lead. Off the net, kept alive, free ball goes deep. Overton the touch, now Condoritas. SMU had the big hit. Here's Hegarty, and it drops onto the line. SMU ties it at 3.
And I think the biggest difference in this match so far has just been a couple shots. You know, a few that SMU just got in and a few that Temple just got out.
Long service saved on the back line. Awkward touch of the net. Will it stay alive? It does. Back and forth between Davis and Stalick. And now it is Rapash with the point.
Well, Rapash has been perfect when she gets that ball on that one side. She has been outstanding, and we said she has to get the ball into her hands as much as possible. Ooh, that was pretty close. We have the luxury of instant replay, and that was very, very close.
Rapash on serve. Back to Mills. Lauren Mills. Mills came into the day 16 aces. Wallop of a shot by Dayak.
Well, you see how high Dayak got up on that net. She just climbed the ladder. Here she goes up to the second floor.
Caroline Graton on serve, a senior, 6'1" from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hegarty. Whew. And Dara Perich initially had the save. Point goes in favor of SMU.
Just an outstanding job going up.
See, Perich has switched over to the libero spot for Temple. They've taken Hirakuji out of the game.
Point, SMU.
Mustangs regain the lead 6-5. Again, they won the opening set 25-22. Awkward hit. Temple's going to have to go free. They do. Patterson back sets beautifully. That's maybe the first time we've seen Janelle Giordano go up. The pancake, yes. But then Temple bounces back.
Temple.
Nice job here with the soft touch, trying to keep it alive. And once again, they're finding a way to finish the plays now.
Here's Perich. Saved. Adams, two-handed set over. She'll set up for the block, can't get it as Overton puts it down, but just outside of the line.
And that was just a fraction outside. Just a good job coming down the line there.
It will be Patterson on serve. Going to be an illegal hit called against Condoritis.
Well, this is the part of the game where you don't want SMU to try to create separation. Now it's only up to 2, but here's where it built up last time.
Patterson again. Ashu. A battle at the net was won initially by Temple. Perich digs it out. Back set. Here's Grattan. Saved. Heiss. Free. Hegarty. Outside of Stu. And an errant hit. Here comes that SMU run. We saw it in set number 1. They went on a 6-0 run, and that essentially propelled them to the victory. Temple was leading 6-5 here in set number 2. Ashu wants it back, gets it back. Overton. Patterson, short set. Touched by Giordano and a point there. A little bit of miscommunication from Temple, and that will draw a timeout by Coach Ganasaratnam.
Well, I don't think the coach was happy with the rotations. Nobody rotated to the back portion of the line and left it very vulnerable.
SMU Mustangs. Lisa Seifert, 21 years. Christine Dixon. There's Jason Tanaka on your screen as well. He's a very vocal assistant coach. One of the interesting stories about this team was losing their leading setter last year, Avery, bringing in a freshman in Kendall Patterson, a player that we talked about, and the team wasn't sure what they would do. They thought they were going to have to go with a 6-2, meaning having 2 setters on the floor at all time. Patterson took the reins, and they went to a 5-1 the rest of the year, and they've never looked back.
Yeah, I mean, she is just a terrific player. She's going to become a big-name player in the country as her career goes on, and, putting up monstrous numbers and, just an outstanding job.
Kendall Patterson leads the league with almost 11 assists per set. And the Mustangs, their hitting percentage is highest in the conference. Check that, 3rd in the conference. Back over to Patterson. SMU with a 4-point advantage. I mean, the numbers are just staggering for Kendall. Over 1,100 assists. Diggs, yes, she's got those 2 nearing in on 300. Overton. There's Patterson. Now Heiss. Near side, Adams touched at the net. And another point for SMU. They reel off 5 straight.
Well, this is what they do to teams all year long. They find a way to wear you down, and then once they do, they start to go for the jugular early in the match.
See if Patterson can continue to motor its long. Temple's going to have to find a way to get back into this one. Listen, very early on in this set, only trailing by 4, but still, you kind of feel like the momentum has shifted to SMU.
Yeah, I mean, they feel like they're in control of this match, and, you don't want to let a team like Temple stick around because they'll get you at the end. That's exactly what happened down in Dallas last month.
Condoritis, 39th in the nation in assists per set. Patterson, whoa, hey now.
Now that was a shot. Janelle Giordano goes up, and she finishes it strong.
What a two-headed monster when you've got Giordano as well as Hegarty. And don't forget about Lauren Mills, who's second on the team in kills.
We're talking almost 1,000 kills just between the three of them.
Right back at you comes a shoe.
Volleyball is such a game of momentum. You know, you get a good roll going, you can take any team out, and you know, Temple needs to get something going here. And we talk about service errors. You cannot have a service error against SMU.
And I think it's worth noting that if you hear the public address announcer who's very loud and boisterous, you heard him say Rem. That is the nickname of Arema Shu, who's got a last name that, let's be honest, it's said differently a few different ways by people. They've basically gone with Rem as what everyone calls her.
Well, Rem's easy for us, too. If we
Pretty
want
easy, yeah.
we want to just stick with Rem, we'll go with Rem also.
You can if you want. I try to say her last name as often as possible, but Rem is understandable.
So a double hit, going to keep it to Temple.
Back set for Hegarty. Into the net, it was blocked. This time it's Mills. A shoe on the back line. Now Davis. Davis has been quiet in set number 2. Mills into the net.
This is a good answer here for Temple, rattling off a couple straight points.
To the far side for Hegarty. A shoe. Davis needed to set herself.
SMU.
Good job, just getting the ball into the net. These are the errors that you can ill afford against a team like SMU.
Hegarty. Near side. Man, when Izzy Rapash gets a set into her wheelhouse, she is lethal.
Rapash is so tough at 6'2".
Rapash will go to the bench. Hannah Vandegrift will check in. Out of Leesburg, Virginia, just a sophomore. Hegarty blocked at the net. It's kept alive by SMU. Here's Mills. Mills with the point off the outstretched arms of Perich. Once again, SMU continues to have a stranglehold on this match. Up by 4. Davis. Easy dig by Heiss. Short set. Lots of movement near the net. We'll try it again. This time Staling has got a point.
Well, you know, Keith, I had that caught all the way. You didn't have to jump in front of me like that. You have to steal my thunder.
Not trying to steal any thunder. I want to protect you, man. You drove us here today. I want to make sure you're all right.
I had it all the way. I was going to show my spiking ability.
We are courtside, so there have been a few errant volleyballs that have come our way. Mills with the points. So here's where we are. See, we're right down here before the ball comes flying. I saved Scott. It's what I do.
And I had it all the way. I was ready to set you up here, let you go up for the kill.
I'm trying to be a team player. I want to make sure you're all right.
Well, you know, I know the hops that you have, and I was going to make you look very, very good here because that's what I do. I'm the dish man. I know how to make people look good.
All right, Scott, let's talk about it. Now down 17-11, the Temple Owls. What has been the biggest reason why SMU has just not relented?
Well, I think Temple is overhitting. They're trying too hard on some of their shots, and that's why they've been a little long on the sideline and on the back line. And I think for SMU, when you let SMU set up and you let them get comfortable, they are so strong at the net that Temple cannot dig themselves out, no pun intended.
I'll say this. This is my first time meeting and watching Coach Seifert coach. And when we're talking with her athletic office, I wanted to know more about her. And the response was she is emotional, She is intense. This was not what the team expected this year after losing 3 senior starters from last year's squad. But as the year went on, they bought in, and SMU believes not only are they a tournament team, they're a tournament team that can make a run.
And that's what good coaches do. They teach winning culture. And when teams start to buy in, they bring them together, they hang out together, they get along together, and it's so important. You know, and it comes down to, we were speaking before the game, you know, about not just bringing in good talent, but bringing in good people. And when you do that, you build chemistry.
SMU, another point.
And this is what we talk about with chemistry. When you have good chemistry, it means you're trusting one another.
Mills again on serve. Short set, awkward hit by Dayak. Now Adams. An old statement I learned from one of my friends who played volleyball in college. Hit them where they aren't, hit them where they ain't. And that's what Adams does.
Well, there's nothing powerful here about Adams. Big, strong kid, but all it took was a touch finesse shot. Only a sophomore, 172 kills.
Hegarty the dig. Now the touch at net by Staling. Just out off the arms of Kelly Brunstein, the sophomore who checked in.
You know, and I like talking numbers and percentages. And when you talk to some of the experts, and they talk about in a set, a lot of coaches teach the first to 20. Get to 20, your percentage goes up dramatically.
Well, it's a 20-11 lead for SMU. Rem on the back line. Davis, dug out by Heiss. Back set, and a point for Ashu. Tell me if you agree with this statement. Morgan Heiss, the senior libero for the SMU Mustangs, has been the most important player for SMU today.
Well, I think she has, because her digging ability, and when they started coming out with the libero years ago, it changed the way the game is played. It's become more of a defensive-oriented game because it fosters more digs and better defensive plays, and that's what makes her so good and such an integral part of this SMU player.
Yeah, because it's not a glamorous position. I mean, when you look at your stat sheet afterwards, you'll look at digs, but what do you normally look for? Kills and service aces.
Well, it's like if you take it to basketball, you look at who shot the most three-point shots and who had the most rebounds. You're never really looking, okay, who had the most steals, who took the most charges. Those are the kind of the unsung stats that go on in sports.
21-13 is the advantage for SMU. Temple now on service. It's Dara Perich. Patterson. A flick of the wrist by Giordano. Patterson, back sets. Hegarty, is it in? Yes, it is.
I like about
smiles
this.
For SMU
I was
right
just going to say that. This SMU team is playing. They are having a great time. I know the scoreboard is reflecting it, but these kids are having such a good time. And isn't that what college sports are all about?
Perfect setup from Condoritas to Everton. And Kristen Overton with the kill.
Just a nice job when the back line comes up too far. That becomes so susceptible.
Crucial time for Temple. They need a run and not gonna get it.
Point, SMU.
SMU now 2 points away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead.
Well, I can tell you, as Giordano gets the ball at the net with full view, you better get out of the way because a laser beam is coming your way.
One of the best servers on the Mustang side is up. It's Watts. She went with the float serve. It looks like it caught Temple napping. Here goes Watts again on serve. Set point. Blocked at the net. Temple, at least for now, will stay alive.
And SMU came back a little bit off the net. When you give about 6 inches there, actually they gave it close to a foot. That allowed the ball to slip in between the blockers and the net.
Here's the question. Can Temple reel off 9 straight points to stay alive in set number 2? That's a start. They get one. 24-16. The girl nicknamed Rem, a junior from Turkey, 5'11", on serve. Highs the dig, near side Mills, dug out by Ashu. Far side Davis, and Davis finds an empty spot in the middle of the court.
Did you see Montana Watts? She had to come a long way from that back row position to dive to not reach it. That's what a beautiful touch shot that was.
Remember when it was set point, it was 24-14 in favor of SMU. Patterson. Parrish digs. Now Davis. And that will do it for set number 2, 25-17 in favor of SMU. They go up 2 sets to love.
Oh, that's a big momentum there for SMU. They're able to get out in front, and it's very similar to the first set. It stayed very tight until about 8 or 9, and then they were able to rattle off 5 unanswered points, and once SMU gets the lead, they are very tough to relinquish with.
The teams will go into their locker rooms. Temple will try to figure out a plan to get back into this one. SMU looking for the clean sweep. We will step aside, be back with so much more at McGonigal Hall. He's Scott Green, I'm Keith Irizarry, and this is the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Thanks for tuning into The Rise. Let's get you caught up across the conference. We'll kick it off with men's basketball. While SMU, UCF, and Cincinnati all fell short of tournament titles, their performances turned heads last week. The Bearcats and Knights, along with UConn, are among the teams receiving votes in the USA Today coaches poll. For the Knights, the vote marked the first time since the 2011-2012 season that the program received recognition in the national polls. And the recognition was well-earned as UCF went 3-1 in its first 4 games of the season, led by a tenacious defense and the low post play of Taco Fall. Fall earned American Player of the Week honors as he turned in 3 double-doubles, including a 26-point, 12-rebound effort against Mississippi State and a 20-point, 13-rebound effort against Villanova. Fall was among 3 players to earn all-tournament team recognition last weekend, joining Cincinnati's Kyle Washington and SMU's Shemi Ojale. Washington finished with a career-best 23 points against Rhode Island before grabbing 17 rebounds to go along with 16 points as the Bearcats rolled past Penn State 71-50. American Athletic Conference programs could meet as many as 5 ranked teams this week as holiday tournaments are in full swing. UConn will hope its trip to the Maui Invitational is as productive as its last 2 forays were when the Huskies took home the Maui crown in both 2010 and 2005. Houston will try to claim the Gulf Coast Showcase title with 3 games ahead of Thanksgiving, while Temple will tip off the preseason NIT at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Thanksgiving Day against Florida State. Memphis will meet Providence in the Emerald Coast Classic on Friday in Destin, Florida, while East Carolina heads to Georgia for the Savannah Classic over the holiday weekend. On the women's side, Thanksgiving week sees 7 American teams competing in tournaments, not including the Huskies, which only meets Dayton over the holiday break. UConn, who is ranked number 2 in the latest AP poll, holds the 3rd longest win streak in college basketball history, currently sitting at 78 in a row. UConn swept the American Weekly Awards as sophomore forward Katie Lou Samuelson earned Player of the Week honors and Crystal Dangerfield took home Freshman of the Week accolades. Samuelson averaged over 19 points and almost 5 rebounds per game while shooting over 50% from three-point range in a 3-0 week for the Huskies, which included wins over a pair of top 12 opponents in Florida State and Baylor. She put together the best game of her career on Sunday in a 76-53 win at LSU after scoring a career-high 28 points to go along with 7 three-pointers and a career-best 8 rebounds. Dangerfield averaged over 11 points and 3 rebounds per game last week while shooting 52% from the floor. She led the Huskies with 19 points in last Thursday's win over Baylor and followed that up with a 10-point, 3-rebound game in the win at LSU on Sunday. And over to volleyball, where 3 teams can still win the American Volleyball Championship in the final week of the regular season. SMU is still 1 game up on Cincinnati and Temple is 2 back, but the Owls and Mustangs play each other on Wednesday in a crucial matchup in Philadelphia. That one will air live on the American Digital Network at 1 p.m. Eastern. Offensive Player of the Week accolades went to Cincinnati's Jordan Thompson. Thompson led the Bearcats to a 2-0 weekend while hitting almost 360 and averaging almost 5 kills per set. Defensive Player of the Week honors went to Maddie Ruhlman from Memphis. Ruhlman averaged over 5.5 digs per set, more than 2 digs per set over her season average. The sophomore also posted a career-high 31 digs in a 5-set win at Tulsa. Over to cross country, where this past weekend the NCAA championships took place in Indiana, and the American was very well represented. Senior Luke Traynor from Tulsa was named an All-American after finishing 13th, the second highest individual finish in program history. The Tulsa men's team also took home 13th place, which is also the second best finish in school history. In the women's race, Anne-Marie Blaney finished 45th, earning her the best finish in UCF history at the NCAA championship. 2 other runners also raced as individuals. Emmanuel Rodich from Tulane finished 85th overall in the men's race, and Hannah Miller from SMU finished the women's race in 144th place. Another outstanding accomplishment was announced this week as Tulsa senior Kirk Smith, who was a captain on the cross-country team, was selected as one of 32 Rhodes Scholars. The Rhodes Scholar receives a fully funded opportunity to study at the University of Oxford in England for at least 2 years. Smith is majoring in mechanical engineering and has participated in research in clean energy at Tulsa, the Colorado School of Mines, and in Germany. He plans to pursue a doctorate in engineering science at Oxford. Congratulations to Kirk and best of luck to teams across the conference during this holiday week. Thanks for tuning into The Rise. Hope everyone has a safe and a very happy Thanksgiving.
Volleyball competition in the American is wrapping up this week with a tight race for the top spot. SMU and Temple join Cincinnati in the top 3, all within a win of each other. Conference play for the Bearcats round out with ECU and Memphis. Earlier this season, the Bearcats swept both the Pirates and Tigers 3-0. Coach Molly Alvey thinks the players are communicating well, and that's helped each player fill their roles more effectively.
You know, I think as we've come together, we're definitely playing some of our best volleyball right now. So, you know, just to focus in on our individual skill set and how does that complement everybody else on the team.
Making communication a priority in all stages of the game, no matter the score, has helped the Bearcats find synergy on the court.
Able to communicate throughout the fluidity of the game, when we're up, when we're down, when we're playing extremely well, when maybe we think we're not playing as well as we can. I think our communication has really been strong, so that's a big positive.
Finding a successful setter-hitter combination has also been a huge point of success for the Bearcats. Sophomore Jade Tinglehoff creates plenty of room to score for her teammate and roommate, Jordan Thompson.
Off the court, we're best friends. We live together. We played volleyball together in clubs, so we're really close on and off the court.
Coach Alvey sees Tinglehoff's effort off the court show up when the pressure is on against opponents.
She's a natural setter, so that skill set is easy for her now. It's kind of taking the whole game and making a game plan in the heat of the moment. Those are some of the things that she's been working on and getting better at.
Having such a strong relationship between the two allows a strong player like Thompson to really shine and even make improvements away from the net.
You know, her backcourt game is something that's been new to her, being a 6 rotation player, so for sure her defense has gotten a lot better. And another piece to it, I think, is her serving. She's really been attacking with her serve and helping us score a couple extra points.
Thompson looks to continue improving by finding different shots than expected.
You know, all these teams have had the opportunity to scout us and find what we're best at and our consistencies, what we always go back to.
If SMU loses, UC will have a real shot at taking the conference title, something they've been working towards since going 3-29 in the 2013 season. For Campus Connect from the University of Cincinnati, I'm Andy Shamma.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Welcome back to McGonigal Hall on the campus of Temple, home of the Owls. We are live on the American Digital Network. I'm Keith Irizarry. He is Scott Green. And Scotty boy, SMU has dominated, a close one in set number 1, winning by 3, then 25-17. Something you and I discussed briefly, top of the broadcast. They had come in winners of 15 consecutive sets, now 17 in a row. That is the definition of dominance.
Well, they are playing terrific volleyball. They're having a lot of fun. They're getting great rotations, and there's nothing more that SMU would like to do is to try to put this one away, get out of here, and then head over to UConn. And it was a win today, gives them a share of the title, and then they're looking way beyond the conference championship right now. They want to get that NCAA bid, put it in their back pocket.
Now, back in 2002, Temple made the run going to the Sweet 16. When you look at an SMU team like this, they get in, can they make a run?
I think they can. And we kept talking about it offline, and I said, a good team, you have one person at the net that can dominate. You have 2 people, you're going to be a real good team. And if you have 3 people, you're going to be an unstoppable team. And I think right now they are borderline that unstoppable program and very, very tough. And they've been showing it in the first 2 sets.
And, of course, SMU also has a leader. You don't see it that often, but a freshman leader on this team in Kendall Patterson, who now has 26 assists on the day. And SMU, for a 3rd consecutive set, starts out leading 1-0. Some of the other leaders in stats, Brittany Adams, she's got 10 kills. Lauren Mills, she has 9. On the Temple side of things, as they trail now 2-0 in both sets and in points here in set number 3. Izzy Rapash leads the way with 7 kills, and Kira Kondoridis has 23 helpers. A back set, beautiful for Overton. All right, let's do this now. On the flip side for Temple, we knew what these 2 teams, 2 games would mean for them. If they lose today and win against Tulsa, can they get into the tournament?
Let's break this down. For Temple, you're talking about.
Correct.
Well, I think they have the opportunity to share. They could share.
No. Can they get in as an at-large in the NCAA
tournament?
I
think so, too. We've been talking to a lot of volleyball experts, and a lot of people believe because of the parity in the American Conference that they could put 3 teams in. 2 teams, I think, are definitely going to make it in. As far as the 3rd team, it depends how this all pans out. A team like Temple, I think they need to try to make a run here in order to get in. But, they've shown a lot of good character all year long. I think the committee has to give them consideration regardless.
Going to be a point there by Temple. I'll go on the other side of this, and I'll say I don't think Temple gets in if they lose this one. You look at their RPI at 49. I think they need a win here. And then, obviously, a win against Tulsa on Friday. If they win both, I think they're in. They lose one of those 2, I think they're out.
Well, and I think a lot of it depends on what happens in other conferences, too. This is the week of upsets. This is where seasons are made or broken in the final week of the season.
Morgan Heiss on service, leading by 2 points and by 2 sets. Now that is called a jackhammer by a shoe.
Boy, when a shoe has full extension and she winds up, I don't think there's many people in America that are going to be able to dig out her shot.
Rapash serves. It's Hinners on the receive. Blocked at the net, but blocked onto the Temple side. Point Hegarty and SMU. Katie Hegarty became the first player since Dana Powell in 2010 to have more than 400 kills in a season. She's 4th in the American Athletic Conference with 3.79 kills per set. and again has had 10 kills or more in 24 matches this season. And on the day today, we'll see how close Hegarty is. She's at 8. I'll check that. That's going to be 9 now after the kill here. And there's a player down on the court for Temple, with the trainer out there talking with Caroline Graton. She went down awkwardly when she went for the loose ball, so hopefully she's all right as she gets checked out. All right, while we have a chance with Creton down, hopefully she's okay. We'll step aside. This is the American Digital Network. Did she hit her head, maybe?
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Crowd cheers as Caroline Creton has been able to get to her feet. We do have a look as to what happened. So that's Creton taking a foot to the left side of the face from her teammate Ashu. Now, obviously, in day and age right now, where in all sports we are very cognizant of concussions. It's not just in the men's sports and football; it is in every single sport, and that seems like what they were checking her for. And I'm not trying to play a doctor. I'm just saying, being around sports. Big hit there by Janine Simmons, who checks in for the first time, but a point for SMU.
SMU continues to do a nice job at the net. Just so tough.
Mustangs up 7-3. Outside for Rem. What a save by Hegarty. But an illegal hit, a double hit called against SMU.
Temple.
Heiss, Hegarty, touched by Temple, so it goes out off of them, and a point for SMU. Some subs. Davis back in. Watts goes to the bench. And Lauren Mills will serve.
Here's where SMU starts to create that separation again, as they did in the first two. And now you rattle off and you get a 5-point lead early here. And this is what they did in the set 1 and 2.
It is interesting that it's about this time in every single set where they start having that separation, as you say. Free ball. Heiss, Patterson, Adams. Got it. Brittany Adams loves playing against Temple. She had a career-high 17 kills against them in the earlier 5-set match. That was a Temple victory. Also had 12 digs. It became her first double-double of her career. Timeout called by Temple. Temple, a record-setting season last year, going 24-8. There were at least discussions of them maybe getting into the NCAA tournament last year. They did not. This year, they're hoping to not be on the outside looking in. The Owls ranked first in the American in team hitting, third in assists and kills per set. If you want to talk history now between Temple and SMU, the Owls hold a 4-2 series lead Again, remember the American Athletic Conference only around for a few years. Teams coming from different conferences. Temple from the A10, SMU from Conference USA. And we'll see if the Temple timeout helps them. Trailing by 6. Good serve. It's Perich. And there you go. Out of the timeout. Point for Temple.
Well, Temple needs to make a run here, and they got to close this gap. It's a nice start.
Perich on serve. Heiss on the dig. Now it's free. Hegarty from the back line. Tipped at the net. Overton. And Kirsten Overton drops it in. SMU has 40 kills on the day. Temple with 33. Back set. What a block by Tyler Davis. The senior went up and rejected it.
Tyler Davis timed that perfectly well, and you get up to the net, and here she comes. Tyler Davis goes up, and left hand block.
Mills goes down. Adams. What a save by Rapash. Free ball comes over. Now Patterson. Outside set. There's Adams on the line, and good.
How many shots has SMU today hit actually on the line? I mean, that you can't position the volleyball any better than that.
You know, it's interesting. You talked about some of the big hitters on this SMU team. We didn't even mention Adams, and Adams has been so good.
Point, SMU.
Temple in a hole in set number 3, trailing 2-0, now down by 5 points. Kondoritis tries to sneak it through. It's Hegarty on the save. Kondoritis near side. Here's Davis. Mills with the save. Giordano is stuffed.
Overton stepping up in this set and doing a nice job. You got to get the ball out of that arm stretch arms, and Temple's able to make a run here, try to close the gap.
Down by 4. Patterson back sets it to Mills. Here's Davis. Gentle touch. Saved. Long ball. What a play by Temple.
Nice job positioning the volleyball, putting the ball to the far. This is a touch shot back to the corner.
Yeah, that long shot is always basically inches between being out of bounds or in play. Here's Adams trying to stop the bleeding, and she does. Back up by 4.
Point, SMU.
It's a nice job here, and going up once again cross court. Just a little too hot to handle.
Patterson with the Temple crowd behind us getting rowdy. Davis. Mills on the dig. Overton a touch. Heiss. Near side Hegarty. Hegarty goes long. 13-10 in favor of the Mustangs. Goodness gracious. Katie Hegarty, wow.
Boy, Hegarty has had some bombs today. She has unloaded on several occasions.
Back up by 4, the lead for the SMU Mustangs. Back line set and a point for Davis.
Well, it looks like both teams are attacking each other's liberos right now. Just another tough shot. Temple will not go away.
Overton. There's Heiss, Patterson, Hegarty. I got to be honest with you. If I'm SMU, I'm just feeding Hegarty every single time.
Yeah, I mean, Hegarty's had the hot hand today, and you know, and when she hits the ball, boy, she is tough.
Hegarty now with 12 kills and a .407 hit percentage. Free ball from the back line and a point for Temple. Owls are hanging around.
Just a good job once again, getting over the top, and you know, Chris did not handle it.
Now it's Rapash's turn. Patterson and Staling. There's Watts on the back line. Tipped at the net. Here goes Temple. Short one is just out. Janine Simmons couldn't get it to drop in.
I'll tell you, that play was made by Montana Watts initially. She's able to dig that ball out in the far corner, and that kept the volley alive, and that was the reason SMU was able to put that point down.
Here's Katie Hegarty. Rem blocked at the net, kept alive by Temple momentarily, and no more. SMU back up now by 5.
SMU starting to gather that confidence again, and nice job at the net. It's Kristen Steele doing a good job.
Temple has 1 timeout remaining in this third set. When will they use it? Back set. Dug out by Hegarty. They'll go to Hegarty. Hegarty stonewalled at the net. Patterson wants it. Now Hegarty pushes deep. Condoritas. And Rem is stopped. Boy, asking about that timeout. Here it comes, Scott.
Oh, boy. And they are playing. Coach is fired up. Lisa Seifert gets a lot of energy with her girls.
In the Leocore Center. Tip-off is scheduled for 4 p.m. Get your tickets now at owlstick.com.
Last year, these Mustangs went 27-6, 17-3 in conference play, their first conference championship in program history, and went to their first NCAA tournament. This year, some of the accomplishments, they've completed 4 consecutive seasons with at least 20 matches won. They are on a 17-set streak in which they have won, and they've won 10 of their last 11 matches as well.
I'll tell you, last year, Coach Lisa Seifert got Coach of the Year. I think she's definitely going to be up for another consideration this year. What a wonderful job she has done down in Dallas.
On the other side for Temple, 12-0 on the road, 14 conference wins. They've won 9 of their last 10 and are on a 3-match win streak. They'll play Tulsa on Friday in what is their regular season finale. For SMU, they will visit UConn on Friday, and that is an absolute ace. Nope, check that. It was out. One official had it in, one had it out.
Yeah,
we'll get a look.
We'll take a look, and ooh,
that looked in.
That was in.
Again, we have the benefit of replay.
Yes,
they do not. And Aaron's hit. And Ashu gets the service point. So back-to-back points for Temple out of the timeout. And they're down by 4. Hit by Mills. Back set. Sliding through, gliding through the point for Staling.
Staling's had some set here and just coming across and was too hot.
Service now for Mills, the junior, from Keller, Texas. Janine Simmons, that looked like it was tipped at the net. It was.
Just another hard shot here. He got the deflection. Good call by the official.
Dora Perich on serve. Hegarty And in.
Well, attacking the back part of that line again. This time they got the call. And we talked about before the first team getting to 20 and how much your odds go up in percentages. It's the goal of a lot of coaches.
Staling, whose brother is a senior on the Rice football team, puts the serve into the net. So Kira Kondoridis with her team trailing 2-0 and down by 4 in this one. Hegarty. They'll go running, and Parrish can't get to it. SMU now 4 points away from winning this match. And again, let's reiterate what happens here if SMU wins. A win, they clinch at minimum a share of the crown for the American East Conference. They will then play at UConn on Friday, which, by the way, is the place they clinched the outright title last year.
Point, Temple.
21-17.
Big serve coming up here. Try to get under that 4-point deficit.
Mills, Patterson, here's Hegarty. Went off the head of Overton. Hegarty with the block, but it goes out of play. Deficit of 3 for Temple.
Well, Temple's climbing back in this and get right off of Hegarty. Hegarty's been fantastic today.
Can Temple get over the hump? Now, was there a tip at the net? SMU thought there was. The officials say no. Temple point. They're down by 2. Timeout, SMU.
We'll take a look at it and we'll see what they were talking about. And
we'll slow-mo it for you. Yeah, no tip.
No tip. A lot of separation between the ball and the fingertips there.
Great call by the officials. Temple, if you see on their sneakers, they've got these owl stickers. So at the university, they do this. If you have a 3.2 GPA or more, you get a Temple Owl Scholar sticker. Now, most of the teams will put it on their jerseys, but the girls said that they were afraid that the sticker was going to rip their jersey, actually, so they put it on their sneaker. And oddly enough, if you look at the sneakers, every member of this team has one of those stickers.
Well, I remember those stickers back in college.
Did you get one?
Never had one, but I remember seeing them.
There it is right on the back of the heel, the red sticker. You can see it there. Great job by our camera crew, Joe Valenti and the guys. Temple on serve. Trailing 21-19. Now Adams. Kondoridis. Near side for Rem. It is in. Temple draws to within 1.
This could be the turning point here, and this is where Temple, they can tie this one up.
Mills into the net. We are knotted up at 21. Remember, this was a 20-15 advantage for SMU just a few moments ago.
Kirsten Overton has been phenomenal at the net.
Davis on serve. Patterson, Giordano stops the bleeding.
SMU.
And it goes back to one of the best servers on the team for SMU in Montana Watts.
Strong play to the sideline, getting that point and the lead.
Floats it deep. Parrish. Not a great set. A little bit behind Rapash. Now a free ball. Parrish. Kondoridis. Rapash. That was a good set. And that will lead to a point.
Big shot here, evening it up at 22, and to keep, we have a good one here.
Floating serve. Patterson outside for Mills. It's tipped. Saved by Davis. Kondaridis. Near side for Rem. Size the dig. Gorgeous play by Temple. And the Owls go up by 1. Temple has scored 8 of the last 10 points. Hegarty, out. Temple needs 1 more point to force a 4th set.
Oh, there's a great job here. Coming back, trying to go down the sideline, out of bounds. And they're going to take that timeout.
SMU had 1 left. Might as well use it. Temple either wins here or they go home. Owls trailed 20-15. Now up 24-22. They've used the good blocking from Kirsten Overton. Solid serving as well. Kira Kondaridis has stepped it up with some good passes. And the Owls remain alive. It would be a tall hill to climb for Temple to win this match. But it starts here, and it starts now. Up by 2. Can they force a 4th set? Overton. Second team all-conference performer last year. Long serve, and that will do it. We will have a 4th set as Temple scores 10 of the final 12 points.
Well, I'll tell you, Temple showed a lot of resiliency here, fighting back, coming from behind, and keeping this match alive.
So SMU wins 25-22, 25-17. Temple takes it 25-22, 4th set. Here we come. We step aside on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Keith Irizarry, Scott Green, and the rest of our American Digital Network crew here at McGonigal Hall on the campus of Temple in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we have got ourselves a good one. It appeared that SMU was in cruise control. They were leading 20-15, up 2 sets to none, but suddenly it was the Owls. They were awakened, and they caught fire.
Well, they took care of it at the net. They were doing a nice job getting up, keeping volleys going. We said that in the open, that Temple has to keep these long volleys going, and they have to win the long volleys. And that's what they did. First half of the set was a little struggle. It looked like the party was going to be over for the Owls, but they come back, and the Owls did a nice job rotating, getting good shots. They started playing with a lot more confidence. When you're trailing 2-0, the hardest thing to do is to play with 100% confidence. They found a way to do it. They've been doing it all year long. Now their goal is to take 1 step at a time. When you're down 2-0, the first thing you want to do is win a set. Next thing you want to do, you want to even up the match. And once you even up the match, anyone's game.
Some of the individual stats for the 2 squads. You see Temple on your screen. We'll talk about them first. Nira Mashu has 11 kills. 8 for Overton, 8 for Rapash, 8 for Davis. Diggs, it's Dara Perich with 12, and Izzy Rapash has 9. 34 assists for Kira Kondaridis. Let's go over to the other side on the road team for SMU.
Well, we talk about their big, and Adams and Hegarty and Mills. Those three alone, they account for 38 of the 38 of the 48 kills. So when those are the big three, that's the three-headed monster right there. When you get the ball to the net with them in good position, they are going to finish.
Elsewhere on that side for SMU, 38 assists for Kendall Patterson. Diggs, double digits for Morgan Heiss. At 11, 9 for Lauren Mills.
Let's go!
I feel like I got to lay out every time he does that.
Yeah, well,
Let him set the scene.
It's getting me fired up.
If you are SMU, I'd imagine you sit there and go, yeah, it would have been nice to close that out, but we still lead 2-1. If you're Temple, it's all out for the rest of the way.
I always find when you get to set 4, it's about conditioning. You know, the first 2 sets are setting the tempo. Sets 3 and 4 are about conditioning, and set 5 is just pure adrenaline.
Kira Kondoritis will get us started in the 4th set. Good service. Active start. Blocked by SMU. And Temple leads. Temple trails by 1.
If I'm not mistaken, I think in every set so far, SMU has got that first point advantage.
Correct. Montana Watts, the freshman from McKinney, Texas. Left-handed push over by Rapash. It was blocked. Patterson, Mills. Izzy, got it.
Oh, Izzy is so tough when she gets up. You know, every time she touches the ball, something good is going to happen.
1-1. Giordano puts it down.
Boy, talk about making nothing into something. It was a miss-hit. She had to go back and get it and just finding a way. We'll take a look here. Just a good job finishing the play.
Here's Morgan Heiss. Flicking it over was Staling. Graham has it blocked, but it goes straight down onto the side of SMU. And Temple gets another one, tied at 2.
And it's not often that you could split Kristen Staling and Katie Hegarty at the net, and she did a nice job of that.
Kirsten Overton, you could make an argument that she was the catalyst in set number 3. A couple of good defensive plays and good service as well.
You got no argument from me there, Keith.
Here's Mills with the hammer.
It's another tough shot here. It'd go right to the back corner.
Hegarty on serve. She has that downward spiral on her service that you see. SMU goes up 4-2. Watch it again. As Hegarty's service. Watch how it dips down. Has some bite at the end of it. Rapasha point.
She has a lot of elevation on her serve, too, and that's one of the reasons, because you're hitting it on the way down. That's giving that downward turn, but just a nice job here For Temple, Izzy Rapash doing a great job.
Hegarty trying to answer back, cannot. Tied at 4.
So far, Temple now able to try to take advantage of SMU's errors.
Long serve kept alive. Here's the free ball. Perich. An awkward play there by Iram Ashu. So I wanted to see as she moved away. It almost looked like her knee had buckled, but she appears to be okay.
Well, Janine Simmons does a nice job holding her ground, putting the hands together, not getting it over her.
Temple up 5-4. And make it 5-5 now. Mills a long serve. Rem blocked. Hazy keeps it alive. Back over to Ashu. Adams wants it. Adams gets it. Now Rapash. And in. SMU disagrees.
They're saying there was a foot out. They were trying to tell the line judge there. And we'll take a look at it here. And slow motion, and
I think SMU has a point.
I think they do.
Looked out to me.
Yeah.
Whistle blows. I believe it will not be a point. I think they're going to have to replay. Looks like the FAR official, Dave Lockwood, blew his whistle. Remains 6-5 Temple. Make it 6-6. Kristen Staling. Back set for Simmons. And out of play. I like those quick hands again.
That was good quick hands. I was expecting you maybe to catch the ball, but
I had to drop a pen first. I was holding a pen, then I had to try to block the ball. You know,
I don't know.
Trying to save some equipment over here. Straight through and out of play off the arm of Lauren Mills. Here's Adams.
Point, SMU.
Things aren't coming as easy for SMU as they did in the first 2 sets, and they're going to want to pull this one out here in set number 4. They're going to have to put a rally together.
Rapash deep into the corner, and she got it.
Temple.
Temple leads by 2. Hegarty.
Point, SMU.
And SMU now down by just 1.
Good try there. Trying to dig it out from behind.
Montana Watts. Not sure what the stoppage of play was for. You can hear this crowd getting behind their Owls. Condoritas. Patterson all the way near side for Mills. Perich the dig. Davis wants it. Here's the free ball. Maybe Davis again. And Davis, the finesse.
Just a nice job. Temple is just finishing now. Let's not forget that this went 5 games the last time these guys met back in October.
Giordano there with the points.
I think that's what's worrying SMU too. They remember that last time. They're putting a lot of stake at this in his last set, and possibly one more after this.
Rapash blocked by Mills, but out of play.
Job on the block, but out of bounds.
Hirakuji is back in. Haven't seen her for a while for Temple. And the Owls go on a run. They're up by 3. SMU needs to talk things over.
Temple football will be back in action at Lincoln Financial Field this Saturday.
Tell you what, if Temple can get through this game here, anything can happen. It's all new. Total domination in the first 2 for SMU, but Temple has clawed their way back.
Student buses will be leaving campus 3 hours before.
I'd agree. All it really is for Temple, just keep chipping away, keep staying alive. And for SMU, I know you lost your first set since November 4th. Does any doubt creep into your mind? We've seen teams, pro, college, high school, doesn't matter. When you dominate the way they have, and you finally have a set that you lose, and then you come into the next set and you're trailing, it's a mental thing too.
That's exactly is.
Crowd's been treated to a good one. Hirakuji on serve. 5'5" sophomore from Hawaii. And they had brought Hirakuji in and had subbed out the libero. Back comes Dara Peric. On the road side of things, it's Katie Hegarty on serve. Near side for Rapash. And it's blocked straight down by Staling.
Strong finish down the sideline there. Temple trying to get in control here.
Here's Mills. SMU down 13-11.
Good job coming up and getting the block and just going out of bounds.
Condoritis. And Rem is stonewalled. Aubrey Henners, the sophomore from Austin, Texas, enters. Katie Hegarty to the bench. Mills has that float serve. Simmons, it's out and no tip. So we are tied at 13. I think that's a smart timeout by Coach Ganasarotnam.
Absolutely. You get a nice little lead and you let them fight right back into it. Regroup and come on back just a little long here.
SMU still leading in most of the categories, 55 kills to 52. Hitting percentage 33% to 28. Assists 49 to 46. Temple has more digs, 52 to the 46 for SMU. It's pretty much all the numbers you need there team-wise. Few of the individual numbers on the SMU side. Lauren Mills has 12 kills. Katie Hegarty has 16. And Brittany Adams, she has 15. 45 assists right now for Kendall Patterson on the home side for Temple. 14 kills for Posh, 12 for Ashu. No one else in double digits. And Kira Kondoridis has 42 helpers, 15 digs for Dara Perich. Outside for Rem. SMU takes their first lead since it was 4-3.
SMU really battled back here. You don't want to let them get on any type of momentum.
Ashu. Back to Davis. Dug, but out of play off the arms of Morgan Heiss. Heiss just couldn't get her hands up. Ashu on the serve. Battle at the net is won by Temple.
Kendall Patterson was overmatched here at the net, just nowhere to go. And you take Janine Simmons at 6'1" against Kendall Patterson at 5'9", you put a big size differential.
Here's Adams. Temple leads by 2. Ashu. What a play on the back line by Rapash. Helter Skelter, not going to get it over.
And just a nice job. You could feel the momentum swing here in the Owls' favor.
Patterson. And miscommunication between 3 Temple Owls.
Well, I'll tell you, this is just a nice touch shot here. You double hit over the top. And
Staling, then it's Perich. Simmons. Kept in play, free ball. Henners launches back over. Davis blocked. Now Rapash. Rem, back line. Back and forth they go. Here's Adams, and Adams too much giddy up.
Well, we talk about once again the first to get to 22 away here, and Temple winning those long volleys, and I think that's the biggest difference between now and the first 2 sets.
Overton back in, which means Perich goes to the service line. Here's Dara. Near side, Adams. And it'll drop in on the Temple side. SMU trails by 2.
Great effort here, coming across and getting it over the blockers.
Kendall Patterson. Back set for Rapash, and it's way long.
Well, SMU now in a position where they could tie this game up at 18.
Patterson. Tough one there, and SMU does knot it up at 18.
And it feels like SMU, those last 3 points, they were able to get pretty quickly.
Patterson again. They'll let it flow, let it go, and it's long. Kondoridis will serve. Size. I got a feeling this one is going to be tight the rest of the way through.
Oh, without a doubt. Everything is on the line in these next 6 points.
Watts. Long. Davis. Mills gets it back. And back and forth they go.
I'll tell you, you see number 30, Morgan Heiss, the energy that she brings to this SMU team. Did not touch the ball in that segment, but she is the voice of distinction.
Heiss, the Conference Libero of the Year, back-to-back seasons. Temple takes a 1-point advantage.
Boy, she's been doing all game long.
Miss Hegarty. Condoritas, no problem. Rapash. Temple up by 2.
And nice job. There, you can see they're feeling a little pep in their step now. They're going to talk things over.
Recap the day that has been so far. We came in knowing a few scenarios. Temple needs to win their final 2 games. SMU would need to lose their final 2 games. Cincinnati can go 1-1 or 0-2, doesn't matter either way. Then there would be multiple champs, whether it's co or tri regular season champs. If you go to tiebreakers in those scenarios, Temple would then be the automatic bid. SMU, they hold their own destiny. Win today, minimum clinch a share. Win against UConn on Friday, they go in outright.
Is that all? Is that it?
I hope you were able to connect those dots. Trying to lay it out as easy as possible for everyone out there, yeah.
Well, how about this stat for Temple? You know, you look at all these stats of how good this team is. They are the only team in the American Conference to beat every team in each of the last 3 seasons. That's pretty impressive.
I like it. Back out from the timeout, and Temple is up by 2. Serve taken on the back line by Watts. Here's Mills. Mills, boom.
Point, SMU.
Now the question is, can SMU even this one up and then get over the hump and try to close this one out?
Hegarty has been tough on service. Again, we've kind of asked you to check out how she has a serve that has some bite, some dip at the tail end of it. Simmons, free ball, Hegarty the dig, Patterson, touched by Staling, now it's free again, Davis into the net, we're tied at 22.
Point, SMU.
The question, does SMU now have the firepower to try to close this one out? And good job here, just off the top of the net.
Temple does still have a timeout remaining in this set. Hegarty, Condoritas. Good opportunity for Mills. Perich, Rapash, and deep. SMU up by 1.
I think Temple wanted that call too now.
Well, Temple thought it was tipped at the net. It wasn't. And head coach Bakir Ganasaratnam will use his final timeout. SMU 2 points away from a win.
We'll take a look at it in slow-mo. She goes up and couldn't really tell if it was tipped and definitely was long.
Normally what I look for there is, does a finger get bent back?
Or does the ball go up?
Alter. I didn't see it.
I saw a straight line of the ball.
SMU looking for their 6th consecutive match victory. Different angle. I think it went through her hands.
I think that was clear.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take a look at it again. This is great camera work.
Slow. Looks clear to me.
Looks clear to me.
Think the officials did a good job there.
Yep.
Charles Ezigbo is your up official. Dave Lockwood, 1 on the floor. Haggerty and SMU, 2 points away. Good serve, Parrish on the dig. Outside for Rem. Tip, tied at 23.
That's a strong shot there. Can't get it through the hands.
Heiss on the dig. Wow! Lauren Mills came through soaring.
Now that was a power shot. Put that right where it needed to go.
Season might be on the line for Temple. Match point SMU. And we'll go to some extras. Tied at 24. Big hit there by Janine Simmons.
Boy, what a finish we have here, Keith.
Yorem Ashu. Mills. Here's Adams. Dug out by Rem. Davis drops it in. Temple with a set point coming up.
This was just a nice job trying to soft touch over the blockers. Nowhere to go.
We highlighted Rem at the beginning of the broadcast. Heiss with the dig. It's Haggerty, and we're going to continue motoring through. It's 25 all. And by the way, if it is your first time watching a women's volleyball, in order to win a set, you do have to win by 2 points. Here's Staling. Strong service. Condoritas outside. Davis. It's blocked, and a point for SMU. And again, their second match point of the afternoon.
Wow, this was just another strong shot. And it comes down to it again.
Giordano with maybe a game-changing block. Neither team has a timeout left. Staling on serve. The senior. Condoritas. Simmons. Let's keep it rolling. Tied at 26. Never say die, Owls. This is fun. Parrish. Mills. Patterson. Adams. Match point number 3 coming up for SMU.
Boy, a lot of urgency on this one here. Coming across so strong. Every player knowing that every shot could be the difference in this season.
Kendall Patterson, a freshman. Service. Rem. Outside. Davis. And that'll do it. SMU will clinch at least a share of the American Athletic Conference crown. They win 28-26. 3 sets to 1. Win number 24 on the season.
What a terrific match. Keith, we said coming in, this was going to be a good one. SMU puts themselves in a great spot. There's the finish. SMU at least a share.
Temple falls to 21-8, 14-5 in conference play. They'll next go up against Tulsa on Friday, try to salvage their season. And believe me, they still have a chance to get to the NCAA tournament, but things need to fall their way. For SMU, they win on Friday, and they get the outright title, and that would be win number 25 on the year. All right, so SMU takes the final set 28-26. They win 3-1. Katie Hegarty, she's our star player. We'll talk to her in just a few moments. Keep it locked right here on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Back here at McGonigal Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it is a victory and a crucial one for SMU. Again, at minimum, they will clinch a share of the crown at the American Athletic Conference. Take you through a few of the highlights. It was a great defensive effort, I thought, throughout. And also maybe one of the unsung heroes, Lauren Mills, came through with a lot of big plays there. On the back line was Montana Watts, one of the two dynamic freshmen, her and Kendall Patterson. It was big hits galore. They went through Morgan Heiss, Katie Hegarty. The cool thing about Hegarty, too, is, yes, she's tall and powerful, and we'll see a big one there, but it wasn't always about the power for her. Also, Brittany Adams, a sophomore, she actually led the way with 18 kills on the day. Temple, listen, give them all the credit in the world. Down 20-15 in the third set, down 2-0. They battled back and forced a fourth set. It would go to 28-26 before SMU would finally put things away and win 3-1. There's Hegarty. Kind of take you through a few of the names as well. Adams, another big hit there. Again, 18 kills on the afternoon for her. One of the final points as it was winding down. You saw Katie Hegarty and Lauren Mills not just do it with their arm at the net, but also both really good on service. There's Hegarty with the block, and that would do it. Katie Hegarty leads this SMU Mustangs to the victory. And now we go down over to Scott Green, and Scott has our star player, Katie Hegarty, and the head coach, Lisa Seifert.
Coach, congratulations on a great win today. And Katie, let's talk about this match today. You get out to a 2-0 lead. They fought back, and they almost took it in the fourth. What was the difference in this one?
We knew Temple was going to come out. We knew they were going to be gunning for us. I think that we had a great week of preparation. We knew what they were going to bring in at us, and we know what we had to bring, and we knew it was a good matchup. They're an awesome offensive team. We're an amazing defensive team, so every single point we were out there scrapping.
Talk about the line you guys have. You got to pick and choose. Three of you combined were dominating the net. What makes you guys so tough at the net?
I really think it's the chemistry, honestly, on and off the court. We've been blocking together for pretty much 2 seasons now, and just no matter what, I know if there's a split, we drop into the split. If there's open line, whatever, our defense just works seamlessly. We just know we have each other's backs.
Well, the win today gives you guys a share of the American Conference. You have to still finish business. You have UConn coming up. What does this team need to do to beat UConn?
Well, we're going to enjoy today, and tomorrow we're going to get back to work. And we know that we just have to really be on our A game. we strive on defense. I mean, we have Morgan Heiss in the back row, and we have Janelle in the block, and we're going to really focus on the defense. Kendall Patterson getting it done with the offense, and just overall team just wholeness, I guess.
Congratulations on a great win. And Coach, whatever she said, we noticed the emotion after the game in tears. Talk about what you were feeling when that final shot fell through and you guys won your second, at least a share of a conference title.
Just relief. I mean, this team has been through so much. I think about August being back in two-a-days, and we lost 3 key players from last year's team, and we were just trying to piece it together and figure out where our defense was going to be bound. That's kind of our anchor, always has been, always will be. And then having a freshman come in and run the offense. And Katie alluded to and spoke to the chemistry, and really I believe that is the X factor. We are truly a family, and we play for each other.
How proud of this team is it?
Oh, no words. I mean, there are no words. I couldn't be prouder.
1 game left to go in the American. You got to go play UConn. You're here for the week now. Yep. Moving forward, how far can this team go if they're on their A game?
As far as they want to go. I mean, if we're on our A game, and you saw parts of our A game and then you saw parts of our B game, but, that's volleyball too. And I'm not taking anything away from Temple. Temple is a great club, and they're loaded in every position. It is hard to match up against them. They are very solid and a well-coached team.
Coach, congratulations on a great win. Keith?
You saw the emotion from Coach Seifert. I loved it, and it was one of the things that the program, they had told us, that Coach Seifert is emotional. She loves her players. She loves her athletes. And volleyball, while it's always been important to her, obviously, in 21 years, it's also about the players becoming better people. And she says year in and year out, she's seeing her athletes become better people. So a final score. It's 3-1 in favor of SMU. They clinch at least a share of the American Athletic Conference title. For Scott Green and our entire crew here at the American Digital Network, I am Keith Irizarry saying so long, and we will catch you next time.